Good morning, good morning. So this video here is actually for the YouTube channel. Out here, early morning. Man, I guess I'm gonna jump right into what I feel like is on my heart right now. If I had to title this video, which I will, I would call this video When Death Comes. So stepping right into it, just imagine if people celebrated you while you were alive, like they do when you pass away. Forgive me for the runny nose, I'm human. I just hit that hill while I make this video. Hope it's not too disgusting. I am sweating though. Imagine that. You know, it rung a bell with me today, and it's been ringing a bell all week because I lost a cousin that was actually murdered. There's a different type of energy that takes place when somebody is killed. You know, there's a different type of energy that goes along with that. And I'm sure the loved ones that I have and the people that I know out there say the same thing. It's a different type of energy than cancer taking you, heart attacks and high blood pressure. All that old crazy stuff, you know. But when death comes, and God knows that it does, and it will, every man is appointed to die on this planet, which means that the body, after its functions have depleted in one way or another, the biological rhythms has stopped working to fuel the human body, then something else takes place, and we don't know what that is. At least I know I don't. And I have not had one family member come back from the funeral and tell me what happens on the other side. So, what is it about? What is it about when death comes? What is it about that causes the human heart, or should I say the human mind, to want to celebrate? And you saying celebrate, what you mean by celebrate? We don't really celebrate someone's passing, but if you think about it, it is a celebration. I'm one to have done it. We release balloons in the air. We release smiles and love to each other. We see people we have not seen in years. We sit down and we all eat together. Celebration. That's a celebration, right? We gather in large numbers, right? And I'm not the finger pointer here because I am a participant, you know? But the mind can't help but wonder, like, why do we do these things? My mind, that's where it goes. Like, so I know, you know, I can dip into many reasons, but part of the reason is because you know you'll never see that person again, but that's the That's, if I can just make up some stuff and put it, that's the corresponding, the existing confusion. Right? You know you'll never see that person again, but then while they're here, for some of us, we take it lightly, right? Some of us. But when a person comes up missing, which means their life has been taken, or their life is gone on this planet, we gather and celebrate. Now, I understand family reunions, all that good stuff. And our family, we keep a family reunion going. It's just like our family is so big. We keep that going. We keep, even if it's just once a year, we try and do more. But life and the system that we live on has us on a pattern that doesn't allow us to include a lot of other activities. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Right? I'm surprised because I was listening to a very encouraging message this morning, and I made it up that hill pretty quick. Made it up the trail pretty fast. So, tapping back into what I was talking to about when death comes, I learned, I'm not trying to sound bad, or I'm not trying, and the Spirit of God knows that I'm not putting death on my life out in the universe. That's not what I'm doing. But what I'm doing is acknowledging something that is bound to happen one day, right? And how do I take back my life, my time, my love, and distribute it out evenly so that I feel satisfied and content in this life? Because when death comes, it's all too late. That's the reason for this video. Not to glorify death, because I know they're doing all of that. We already know what happens when that happens. Not to glorify death, but to acknowledge life and everything that it has to offer. I had a dream that I was working with a brother on TV the other day. I was actually at work. I had this dream. I may contact him and tell him about it. It all depends on what I feel. I felt led to do it. So I will just at least tell him that much. Yeah, it was a very vivid dream. There's a lot of smiles, a lot of congrats, and the whole nine. Right? So, back to what I was talking about, as far as taking time back, taking our time back, or managing our time on this planet, because when death comes, it's too late. See, I'm the type of dude, right? I was the type of dude, right, that felt like I always had to have something. And I think I know where that came from. That came from an insecurity of me being in church and ended up dating an older lady, because I felt like I'm not a man if I don't provide, and it caused it was a domino effect. It kind of trickled down to these insecurities that most men already develop way beyond the age that I was. Usually they get it, and a lot of times it kills most people, when death comes. Because as a quote unquote man, you're supposed to have certain things. Okay? Well, whatever. The only thing that people forget is some people are born with that. I know a lot of people who were born into money, and the titles that we give doesn't even apply. So I guess getting out, going to go get it, make you a man. But what about the men that was already born with it, born into it? So I said all that to say that I was the type that felt like I always had to have everything that a man should have. I gotta go get it. I gotta And my sister told me one day, hope this helps somebody. My sister told me one day, she was like, when are you gonna take some time for yourself? You got involved with a woman that was older than you, young, fell in love, heart broke, whatever, right? Then you got married young, start providing and getting out there busting, right? Bunch of different scenarios within the marriage situation, because not every marriage is bad and not everybody get divorced. So shouts out to the people that figured it out, right? Because when death comes, it's all too late anyway, right? So I had to feel like I was a provider. I was embarrassed. I was sort of even kind of made fun of. I felt like I had to compete with other people, other men, right? Real talk. It's a lot of bugs out here, yo. Right? Real talk. And so what happened was I grew up with those insecurities. Am I still rolling? Yeah, I'm still going. I grew up with those insecurities. And I had to slowly start deleting them, little bit by little bit. I had to first learn where they came from. Right? So once I discovered where they came from, and once I did that journey backwards into my life, I started to learn, like, some of them came from my parents. Some of those insecurities came from my parents. A lot of them came from dating, women that were more mature and knew the street game, the relationship game better than I did, because I didn't know how to play. I was heart first all the way in, right? And then things change once you become an adult. You start having these mental setbacks, right? You start having these mental setbacks due to relationships, and then you start finding yourself failing at these relationships, right? Because of the expectations and what people expect of you. But when death comes, it's all too late anyway, right? So I'm saying that to say this. I've learned to take time out for myself and not be afraid to spend time by myself and look fear in the eyes and tell fear that you're not going to kill me here or here while I'm still living on this planet, because death hasn't come yet. Every dream you want to accomplish, every goal that you want to accomplish, somebody is doing it right now. Sometimes you accomplish a goal and just to realize that it's not even really for you. But this is what we do in life. Simply because death hasn't come. Now, let me get back to this. The original reason why I'm making this video. I had a cousin that was murdered. And I hate that word. Ooh, that word is like, it don't even roll off the tongue right? She was shot. I don't know the scenario of it. I don't know. According to word of mouth, it was a male that did it. The whole inside outside story, I have no idea. But the point that I'm making, and the seriousness of the point that I'm getting to, is how she's being celebrated, which is my family. I mean, I love her. That's my mom's sister's daughter. It's like, we all of our cousins. I just so happen to be the eldest cousin out of my grandmother's kids, and then my Uncle D, and then all of his 14 brothers, sisters, some passed. I had a sister, an older sister that passed. And a lot of the times, I don't want to start my walk right now, because I know it gets colder as I travel down that hill. I noticed that a lot of the times in certain situations, I notice a lot of the times in certain situations, I've had friends that died, but I had friends that actually wanted to go. Do you hear me? Do you hear what I just said? I've had friends that actually wanted to die. I've had partners. I've had just people in general that I know of personally that actually really wanted to go. They wanted death to come. They invited it. They couldn't see through the circumstance, or didn't want to see through the circumstance, or didn't want to see through situation anymore. And I believe as human beings, we have that right. I couldn't be mad at them. It's not my prerogative. Nobody really use that word anymore because of the Bobby. We don't use it in that sense because of the Bobby Brown joint. But it's not my prerogative, or it's not my decision to, it's not, was that the right word? Decision? Yeah, prerogative sums it up.